me on the regular, so you know.
It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. 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 I'm going downtown tonight. What's going on?
So, here we go again with the old What's Ons. What can you go and see in and around the Wrexham area, girls and boys? Well, tonight up at Theatre Clwyd, last chance before it heads down south to Cardiff. It's this fantastic Lord of the Flies. I went to see it a couple of weeks ago now, and it's an absolutely fantastic bit of work. It is a reworking of William Golding's classic. It's a play now, of course, the William Golding classic novel. It's called The Lord of the Flies, and this is an all-female cast. It's brilliant, absolutely superb. But as I say, last chance to go and see it tonight up at Theatre Clwyd. And also as well, ladies and gentlemen, I popped up to Theatre Clwyd on Thursday night for the launch of the spring season. Now, the spring, obviously, for 2019. And some terrific plays and events coming to Theatre Clwyd in 2019. Let me just give you a bit of a rundown of what you might expect up at Theatre Clwyd. We've got Noughts and Crosses, that's a belting play, a brilliant book as well. Stones in Their Pockets, that's direct from the West End in London. Rotterdam, Awakening, and one that I'm very excited about, I've got to say, Rain Man. Rain Man on stage, are you having a laugh? Well, yes, it is coming to Theatre Clwyd as well. Another play here, Kiss Me Quick Step, The Lady Vanishes, and The Verdict by Barry Reed. Lots of terrific work, lots of terrific plays coming to Theatre Clwyd. But as I say, I popped up there on Wednesday or Thursday. When was it? Thursday? I can't remember. All days roll into one when it's raining. And I caught a word with the executive director up there at Theatre Clwyd, Mr. Liam Evans-Ford. And I started by basically saying to him that it wasn't that long ago that Theatre Clwyd was basically on its knees. It was about to close down. It was probably going to be turned into flats or something. But Liam and Tamara Harvey got their hands on it, and they have worked wonders. Sit back, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the executive director up at Theatre Clwyd, Mr. Liam Evans-Ford. Here he is. There's a thing, I don't know if you're on Facebook, if there was a thing telling you what you were doing on this day.
Oh, yeah, the reminders.
And this thing came up about Theatre Clwyd is about to close. It's in a mess, and it's, just before Tamara took over, just before obviously you all took over. And now, it's such an extraordinary place to come to when you think that a few years ago it nearly closed down, it nearly became something else, this place.
I think it was right as well, wasn't it? It needed Tamara to come, and she made some really big changes during her first 12 months. One of which was putting in new agreements for all the staff, because of course we're still owned by Flintshire County Council, which is extraordinary. Yeah. It really is. That a local authority still funds a producing theatre, and such a kind of brilliant level. And I think we talked about it a bit tonight, didn't we? What does that mean? Well, last financial year, so mine and Tamara's second year together, we employed over 360 people, different people during the year. So we're a major employer. And for every pound Flintshire give us, we generate another over £10 in the local economy. That's for people booking hotels, spending money in restaurants, all of the actors that come in. But the change needed to happen. And I think, what are the things really important for us, and the things that Tamara did, we changed the programme, we diversified it. It wasn't just all classic texts, whether it's comedy or music. We've started doing a lot of new writing. We're making an impact on the UK theatre scene with the UK Theatre Awards. And the community work. I think that's the other thing that's really making a difference what it feels like to us is how people feel about us locally, and going, actually, we can see that they actually care about us. And there's something for me here, even if I don't think, and I think there's still loads of challenges. We've got to look after the building that houses us. It's 43 years old and it's not had any major investment. So there's challenges there. I think we're always going to need to think about how we continually kind of diversify our income streams. But I think we're on a good path. I think it's really good. We're feeling really strong and really confident, and making a difference locally and nationally, hopefully.
And these launches, as we've had tonight,
is this the first one you've been to?
No,
You've been to a few.
I've been to 3 now.
You've done all 3.
Yeah, and there's just something about them. It's getting to a point. It's a bit like, remember that feeling of Christmas Day when you were a kid, where you didn't know what was coming, but you knew you weren't going to be let down. Do you know the thing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And everything, like last year, I was just like, oh my God, brilliant! This is amazing. Obviously, we'll talk about your awards in a minute, your nominees for awards. But tonight, it's just like you sit there going, oh, brilliant, that's coming. Oh my God, that's coming. I want to see Rain Man. And weirdly, I was thinking about 2 weeks ago, I'd like to see that on stage. And here it is, coming to Theatre Clwyd. Brilliant.
Well, that's lovely to hear that you think these kind of season launches are exciting every time. I mean, to be honest, it's a challenge to keep. I think last season we set the bar high with things like Assassination of Katie Hopkins and like our shows, Home and Darling, and then all of the visiting programme that we put around it. And it's a challenge to keep on putting that programming that excites people. But and with the visiting shows like Rain Man, it's all, well, you know about it. It's all about the product and whether it's available, whether it is touring. But I suppose the really, really strong thing for us is that we not only do we receive it, but we also make it. So how we balance our programme, and it's really good. So, for example, would we have had the bravery to make a new musical called The Assassination of Katie Hopkins if we weren't able to programme the play that went wrong alongside it? Do you know what I mean? And that really, really helps us. So something like Rain Man, that's a massive title. Loads of people are going to want to watch it on stage. Which also means that then we can do something like Wave Me Goodbye for kids that maybe not as many people are going to think is for them. So it's a constant balance, isn't it?
You've brought in Emma Reeves, who is a Clwyd girl herself. She's a friend of mine. So I've known her since I was...
do you know Emma?
Yeah, I've known her since I was a kid, and I text her.
She's going to do a great job with that.
She's brilliant. She's absolutely unbelievably good. I've done a lot for children's TV.
Yeah, and really top stuff as well, isn't she?
Everyone who's got kids will know Emma. They might not know Emma, but they'll know her work, definitely.
I think the really, really exciting thing is not only the visiting work, but also the people we're attracting to make our work a world class, whether they're local, whether they're from elsewhere in Wales or elsewhere in the UK. They are at the top of their game, all of them, and they're coming here. You think about it, it's extraordinary. In a hill in North East Wales is one of the biggest producing theatres in the whole of the UK. And one of only 4 in the whole of the UK with all of those making departments. Like the scenic artists and the costume makers and the set builders. Like, we've got woodwork and kind of welding going on, as well as catering and hospitality, as well as the box office, which is really high IT. So I think the other interesting thing is I think people are starting to realise that it's not arty-farty stuff all the time. Do you know what I mean? There's some more depth to us as an organisation, and I think the challenge is to keep on letting people know about that, because not everybody picks up and reads your stuff necessarily. No. How do we keep on getting those messages out in different ways?
And last year's launch, I think it was February actually, was it?
It would have been. We usually do spring and autumn.
And you mentioned Home I'm Darling, Assassination of Katie Hopkins, and A Streetcar Named Desire. All 3 of those made my ears prick up, and I thought, brilliant. Those 3 things sound awesome. Just the names alone. I mean, obviously, Streetcar Named Desire, we all knew that one anyway, but the other 2, world premieres. Cut long story short, you're up for awards for them, the UK Theatre Awards. Doesn't get much bigger.
It doesn't, no. And Theatre Clwyd's never won UK Theatre Awards before. We've not really had many nominations before. So to get 3 in a season, and actually I was talking to somebody, he's kind of he's a kind of big entertainment lawyer, kind of deals with stuff all over the world, and he was saying the really impressive thing is that's credit for a whole season. That's 3 shows. That's not just one nomination. production.
Yeah.
And that's UK wide. And again, I go, that's on a hill in North East Wales.
I know.
And we're making that impact. And it's exciting. And I think it's great for the team because we all work really, really hard. Everybody from the production teams to the people doing the kind of the bars and the cafes. Everybody works really hard. And for all of their work to be recognised nationally is really, really important. It's
and they're
one
really
of the
well
reasons we do
deserved
it.
as well. It's not like they're sort of going, all right, it was all right. They were top draw shows that would fit in any West End, any Broadway production. I
Cross fingers. You never know.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
You never
but
know.
It seems weird because it's, as you say, it's here. It's our theatre. It's Clwyd's theatre. It's Mould. So you kind of think it's just a little regional theatre. It's far from it now. It's playing with the big boys almost.
I think it is, yeah, and I think we kind of feel like our chests are puffed out a little bit and we're kind of confident within the theatre sector. And look, we talk about the National Theatre down the South Bank in London, one of the biggest theatres in the world, and they came to us and said, you've got this play, your artistic director needs to direct it, and your teams need to make it, your costume makers need to make the costumes, your set builders need to kind of build everything, paint everything. And we said, yeah, and we'll open it here, thanks. And then we'll send it to you in London. And most of the time it happens the other way around, doesn't it? Things are made in London and sent out around the UK. And we took all of our staff down for the opening at the National. The majority who could make it, who had worked on it. And, that's just seeing our work on that stage. And I think, again, one of the other messages is everybody, this is your theatre and look what it does.
Yeah, absolutely. So as the awards go on Sunday, is it another big sort of staff outing? Is everyone getting down there?
No, we can't. No, because they've only got so many spots that we're allowed to take.
Right.
So there are about 10 people going down. I mean, there's the writers and the directors and a few of us staff members, but not many because we can't fit everybody in.
Yeah.
But hopefully, cross fingers, we'll bring something back and we'll do a bit of a celebration back up here.
Could be wrong, I could be right. Could be wrong.
So there you go, that is Liam Evans-Ford. He's the executive director up at Theatre Clwyd, and I think we can safely say Theatre Clwyd is in safe hands and is going from strength to strength. Let me just reiterate what's going on with those UK Theatre Awards, right? The Assassination of Katie Hopkins, Home I'm Darling, both world premieres, both at Theatre Clwyd. They are both up for awards, as is Streetcar Named Desire. Those awards tomorrow night at the Guildhall in London, and good luck to everybody involved with those. Can't wait to hear the results of them. So up at Theatre Clwyd, ladies and gentlemen, tonight you can go and see The Lord of the Flies. Final time you can go and see it before, as I say, it goes down to Cardiff, opening in Cardiff next week sometime. And then and also as well in the Emily Williams Theatre, Thick as Thieves. This is a brand new play that is taking place up at Theatre Clwyd. Thick as Thieves. At the moment it's doing its previews, but opens proper. What I mean is, its press night is on Wednesday of next week. Go and see that as well if you want. And also as well, Christmas is coming, girls and boys, and it's never too early to talk about Crimbo. Hansel and Gretel is going to be doing its fantastic immersive theatre thing that the Theatre Clwyd have done for the last 2 years, and this is the third year it's done something of the like. This year they're doing Hansel and Gretel. Everybody gets involved. Everybody is involved with it. Last year they did the Snow Queen. The year before they did the Nutcracker. If you've got little kids, or indeed, if you're just young at heart, I mean, me and my daughter went to see it. My daughter's nearly 18, and she loved it, as did I. Brilliant. That's called Hansel and Gretel, and that'll be taking place. Well, it's an immersive thing where everybody's like walks around all different parts of Theatre Clwyd. It's superb. And the usual little bit of a rock and roll panto kicking off with Dick Whittington this year, and to the return of old favourites Philip Harris. He's back. So all good news for Theatre Clwyd, and good luck to them with those awards tomorrow. My word, fantastic. UK Theatre Awards. I mean, you can't underplay that. That is a big deal. So support your local theatres, ladies and gentlemen. They will not be there forever if you don't.